All right, hey, welcome. My name's Jason Lindstrom. I'm going to be your instructor for U.S. History 2, which is History 110 here at Salina Tech. I'm going to take the opportunity to kind of introduce myself and to go over this syllabus with you. So let's do that. Let me share my screen real quick. All right, so like I said before, my name's Jason Lindstrom. I'll give you a quick rundown of who I am. This is just something to do with my in-person classes. So I'll run through this real quick. I grew up in Olathe, went to Olathe North High School. I graduated a million years ago in 1995, and I played basketball there. Ended up with a scholarship to Pratt Community College, where I went and played basketball, and enjoyed that. And went to Kansas Wesleyan after for a year. Did my junior year there, and it wasn't for me. And I was playing ball, and was done with it. So I left there and went to KU and fell into a kind of a bad scene there. And it took me like 4 years to finish school, which is all right, because while I was there, I actually met this wonderful young lady, and she agreed to marry me one day. And I graduated from KU, took a job with Sherwin-Williams Paint Company, who I was working for at the time, part-time, and became a manager for them and a market manager. And I had a nice little career with them until I was about 30. And then at that point, the girl that I had married told me we were going to have twin boys. And I was like, well, holy smokes, I'm never going to see them. And we were living up in Ohio at that time. And I decided I would go back to school to become a teacher. So I went to the University of Ohio in Athens, which is a gorgeous university. If you ever get the opportunity to visit, it's pretty awesome. One of the cool things about it is the Ping Golf Company is a huge booster of an alumnus of Ohio, and they have a golf course and a golf course superintendent school, basically, where you go there and you learn how to run golf courses, but you walk from class to class and then meet people playing golf and whatever. It's pretty neat. Graduated from Ohio, moved back to Kansas, took a teaching job with Inman. I taught there for 3 years, coached volleyball and middle school basketball. Left Inman, went to Valley Center, and did a similar thing for I think 3 years. And then we found out we were going to have another kid. And so I took a year off to stay at home with our third child, who was a baby girl, and she was wonderful. Went back to school to teach at Hutchinson Middle School 8, which just absolutely was not for me, teaching 8th middle schoolers, and went to Nickerson High School after 2 years at the middle school. That was enough for me. And then I taught Nickerson for 2 years. And then, I'm missing one. So anyways, this year I'm actually starting a new career. I'm starting at teaching full-time at Barton County Community College. I'll be a history professor here. And so that's where I am right now in my little office. While I was doing that, I was doing all that nonsense there. I got my master's in history from Fort Hays State. Really enjoyed that. I also just finished 18 hours of political science. So I'll start teaching some government classes here before too long at the college level. Started teaching at Salina Tech, I think 2.5, 3 years ago. I've taught the second half, what I would consider the second half. They call it U.S. History 1, which is U.S. history from the Reconstruction to modern era. I've taught that primarily. I've taught, I think, one section of world history at one point. So I've been with tech for a while. I really like it, like the kids. Have a pretty good format, I think, of online that I think hopefully everybody will enjoy. There's the fam, the twin boys and the little girl and the wife. There's my beautiful wife. And ever since she met me, I've just been a big anchor on her, dragging her down. She's wonderful. She works as a pharmacist in Hutchinson, and allows me to do this. Here are the kiddos. There's Natalie. She'll be 5 in September. She's full of sass and awesomeness, and she loves dance and all things Disney princesses. And I think you can tell by the pictures here that her favorite color is pink. She's in pink in every color. She just recently got glasses, which is kind of neat. And again, she's wearing pink and eating donuts. She loves all things pink. Here are my boys, John and Jacob. You'll hear me talk about them occasionally in some lectures. If you watch the lecture videos, they're into scouts and space camp and all things like that. This is Jacob. He played baseball this summer, and I got roped into coaching him. He also does. He's pretty active in scouts. He's a life scout. We went to Ben Delator Scout Camp this summer in Colorado. Had a great time. Awesome kid, love him to death. His brother John is right here. This is again is at scout camp. They did a fly fishing thing. They learned how to catch trout with fly fish, sheen equipment, and we did a family vacation to Colorado this summer where I spent about $400 on fly fishing equipment, and we caught absolutely nothing. So yeah, I guess they didn't learn a whole lot at their merit badge. There he is. Both the boys are in track, cross country, basketball. Yeah, it's whatever. Summertime, they mow lawns. So I've been driving them all around Hutchinson to mow lawns all summer, and they make more money than a 13-year-old should. So they look kind of pouty in that picture, but they do a pretty good job, and they're pretty excited about it. We go to a national park every summer. We went to Yellowstone last summer. That's the Yellowstone Canyon, the Upper Falls. We actually had 3 foot of snow at our campsite, which was kind of crappy, but that's a snowman we built. We thought we were pretty funny. Don't know what I'm going to do this summer. I'm supposed to go to Sandals in 2019 and then 2020 or 2020 and then 2021. So maybe 2022 we'll get down to Sandals, Granada. I don't know. But that's where I am. That's me. Let me get to what you came here for, which is your syllabus. So 3 credit hours. It's an online course. Last day to drop is September 15th. And that's with getting, you'll have to check with administration, but I think that's getting some money back on the 15th, maybe not. Last day to withdraw would be absolutely no money, but you get a W on your transcript would be November 3rd. If you're really struggling with this class, it's much better to take the W than to take the D or the F. Both of those aren't going to do any good. However, I've been doing this for a while. I think I've only failed 1 kid, and he was just, he had too much going on to be in the class, and he should have dropped it. But he stuck with it, and just, he didn't complete the class, and that's what we ended up with. Let's see, it's historical survey of the United States from the pre-colonial period, even before European contact of the Civil War. It's going to move really, really quick. We only have half a year to, 16 weeks to 16 weeks to cover 15 chapters. So it's doable, but it's going to be quick. Distance learning is going to put a lot of pressure on you to read the textbook. I'll do notes, I'll provide PowerPoints, I'll do these video lectures, but the majority of the stuff is going to come out of the text. So make sure that you're staying current with that. Instructional outcomes, just learn how to think, use primary and secondary sources. We don't have a history program, so I've left that blank. Textbook, it's awesome. It's free. It's on Canvas. Have a little URL right there for you, a little thing for you right here. If you just copy and paste that, why don't we do that? So here's a textbook. We'll use the first, where we have view online. We'll use the first 16 chapters of the text. So you can download this. I actually print mine off because that's just how I learn. Each little section, you have a little reading, has some decent stuff. I don't know. Make sure that you have access to that. I will tell you that trying to do this on your phone is going to be pretty difficult. Make sure that you're either on a laptop or a desktop, or you print out the text, because you're trying to do this on your phone and then go back to Canvas and answer quiz questions. It's going to be a nightmare. Course schedule, basically first week on Canvas, I'm going to ask you to do a little introduction. Second week, you're going to have chapter 1. You need to read chapter 1. There'll be a reading quiz at the end of, there'll be a reading quiz on Canvas, 10, 15 questions. You'll have an hour to do that once you start. So I would like you to watch probably the lecture video and read the notes or read the textbook before you take that quiz. Again, that's your choice. You can do whatever you want, but you have an hour to get that done. So do that. You'll have a reading about, I think migration is something about the first chapter. And it'll be pretty straightforward, pretty easy. Have a couple questions you got to answer. I'd like you to use evidence from the text or from that reading to support your argument, and then you just walk it through. Chapter 2 is the Atlantic world. Chapter 3 is the colonial societies, and you have your first test. In this online course, your tests are multiple choice. They're straight out of the book. It's an open book test. Use your book. Take your time. It's not, the tests are not timed. You have infinite amounts of time. You'll have the whole week to get that done. So you have chapters 1, 2, and 3. And then you have chapter 1 test, and then we go 4, 5, 6 chapter unit 2 test, 7, 8, 9 chapters, and then unit 3. Test 4 and test 5 are going to be a little bit bigger. You have the era of Jackson, westward expansion, cotton, antebellum South, and that's going to be 4. That's a huge, I mean, those are huge topics right there. But that's just where we are. Thanksgiving, you're going to have a huge break. I'm not going to do anything that week, so you're going to have, oops, let me do that. Let's undo that. You're going to have the whole week of Thanksgiving off of this class. You're welcome. And then you have come back. We have the troubles of the 1850s, pre-Civil War stuff, and then we have the Civil War and the final, which is just a test over chapters 14 and 15. So it's not a cumulative final. It's pretty simple. All assignments will be in Canvas. Each week you'll have a chapter reading quiz, and then you have a primary, secondary source reading and discussion, and then you're going to do that. So you'll have that finished, discussion videos, whatever. 90 to 100 is an A, 80 to 89 is a B. I don't know if I round up or not, to be honest. If you know what, if you're close, you know, if you're 89.463 or whatever, and you've turned in all your stuff and you've improved over the semester, probably going to get the bump. If you're sitting at 82, it's not going to happen. Exams, 50% for tests, 20% for quizzes, 30% for assignments. Breaks out, tests are mostly 100 points, so you're looking at 500 points there. Quizzes happen and they're a little less. Typically, what, 30, 10, 15 points a quiz. You have 3 of them on a test, and then assignments are a little bit more, 20, 25 points. Then you have some ethical use information. Plagiarism is the only thing that I've really run into on these discussion questions. Guys, I realize that you're probably freshmen, sophomores in high school. Some of you are seniors, juniors, or seniors in high school. I'm sorry, freshmen and sophomores in college. Some of you are juniors and seniors in high school. I'm not looking for graduate level writings. I want you to read the thing, and they're normally no more than 3 or 4 pages, and write 150, 200 words, and use the evidence to support your argument. I'm not looking for anything super fancy, but I want your own work. I'll run it through a plagiarism checker when I get it. I've got a couple people copying and pasting stuff, not nearly as much as I did when I was a high school instructor, but I have up here. And when you start doing that in college, it starts to become a serious problem. It can go on your permanent record, which doesn't really affect you in the workplace, but it will affect you with your collegiate career moving forward, or if you move into like police science or the military, it can show up there if you get an F because of cheating or whatever along those lines. So don't put yourself in that situation, and we'll be good. So that's where we are. I hope everybody enjoys the course, and we'll see you when we do our next lecture. Figure out how to stop. There we go. Bye.